we have a Pakistani wrestler and an Indian wrestler, not an unfamiliar story here. And this happens to be the 96 kilogram weight class. The Indians and the Pakistanis have done very well in this Commonwealth Championship in London. That's a repeat story from past. Not so much the Pakistanis. They didn't bring a large contingent, but certainly the Indians. And it appears as though we have a 1 point by the Indian wrestler for pushing the Pakistani out. 1 point blue. Muhammed Umar from Pakistan in the red singlet, 96 kilograms, against Anil Kumar Marin, the Indian wrestler, in the blue singlet. I think the new rule about not stepping out of bounds is generally a good one, Mark. It keeps the action from going out of bounds, as it frequently did in the past, and it also takes away decision-making from the official, who had to decide whether or not it was passivity that the wrestler was using as a tactic to avoid wrestling by going out of bounds. Now there's no decision. You're out of bounds, you lose the point. And we're into the second round of the second minute of the first round, and the blue wrestler is up. And he is winning by 1 point. He takes the standing position behind his opponent. He's going to try his body lock. He's got his hands locked, but once you go to your knees, Mark, it's you really do need to maintain your position on your feet to be able to do that move. He wasn't worried about it. He easily got that gut wrench, so that's 2 points because he turned his opponent to his back. He's clearly going to do it again. 2 more points. That brings the score to 5-0 for blue. The Indian wrestler, Kumar Marin. If he gets 1 more point, Mark, that would be all that he need to win this round. He's close to it, but the 30 seconds is up, and now his opponent gets his opportunity.
Very good.
Pakistani wrestler will assume the top. This is where things can be a little surprising. He could quickly get 3 points, but clearly he didn't have any confidence in being able to throw his opponent from that position.
And so even if he picked him up for 5, he could have ended the match.
But he gets 2 there on a gut wrench, which almost seemed as though his opponent gave it to him. Wrestlers are very, very well aware of the score of a match, aren't they? And the time remaining, and they wrestle accordingly. Expenditure of energy in defending unnecessarily can cost you in the second round. So the first round ends, and Anil Kumar Marin of India is leading the match by winning the first round. The wrestlers get technical advice from their corner, of course, in between rounds. It's supposed to be a quick towel off and a little chat. Sometimes the officials let that go on a little longer, and sometimes some officials blow the whistle and get them in there a little quicker. But it is an important timeout. It's a time for a wrestler who's lost the first round to talk to his coach about some of the technical things he could do, and a chance to regroup psychologically. So let's see if the Pakistani wrestler, Muhammed Umar, can regroup and win back around here and make the match a contest. Now, Mark, you said it appears as though the second round has started the way the first began, and that is the Indian wrestler scoring 1 point by pushing his opponent out of bounds. He clearly realizes that 1 point could be very important, so he gets that in the bag to begin with. Then he starts his other type of wrestling. And here he's trying to control his opponent with a head and an arm from the standing position. Mark, you did mention that a wrestler could score 5 points on a body throw from the ground, and he would have to do what to accomplish that?
Well, he have to get his hips in a nice arch, or whatever, that there's elevation. I think is what the referees refer to as a nice high arcing position.
So some of that is subjectively decided by the officials. There are 3 officials in charge of the mat, 1 on the mat, the referee, a mat judge at the side of the mat, and a mat chairman in control. The mat chairman has the final say if the referee and the judge disagree. So in that situation, they would have 2 out of 3 vote. Blue is up for our second minute of the second round. He's taken the body lock. Last time he abandoned that quickly and did a gut wrench, which he's done now. He's just locked himself around the waist, And he's rolling through for 2 points, bringing the score to 3-0. He'll get 2 the other way. That's 5-0, and it's virtually identical to the first round. 2 more points would end the round and end the match. There are 7 seconds remaining in his time on top. Kumar Marin is doing precisely what he did in the first round. He leads 5-0 going into the last 30 seconds, where Muhammed Umar has now the opposition. Last time Umar did turn Marin for 2 points and lost the first round 5-2. He's going to have to do a little more than that here, Mark. As you say, he could throw him for 5, but he'd have to be in a much better position than that. He'd have to be on his feet and lift his opponent clearly off the mat. He could score 2 quick points and then 2 quick points again the other way, and he does have those points by a gut wrench, just as it was in the first round. Gosh, it's a replay here. Although I thought he earned that one a little more than he did in the first round. And we have a 5-2 score to repeat. That was a mirror image match. Round 1, the same as round 2. And Mark, the champion is Anil Kumar Marin from India. Blue wrestler.